there. So welcome back. Today is the 19th of January, I believe, day 21 out of 90. And the last time I checked in, we had just started Act 2, Scene 13, Act 2, and since then I wrote Scene 14, 15, 16, and today we're working on Scene 17 and 18. Also, since I last checked in, I updated, like I replotted Act 2, like everything leading up to the midpoint. So much has changed since I first outlined everything, so I needed to replot most of Act 2. I'm actually glad that I did that because as I was looking back, reading through my first outline, I realized some plot points were not as tight as I would have liked them to be. Like, for example, there's a part where the love interests are on the run from the bad guy, and these scenes, they advance the B plot. Scenes where the love interest, their dynamic had a chance to evolve, but those scenes didn't really serve the A plot. In the inciting incident, the protagonist's best friend is kidnapped, and but at this point in the story, they're just trying to survive, and they're not really trying to figure out what happened to her. So I had to cut those scenes, which was actually pretty sad because I was those are I feel like those are still good scenes. They just didn't serve the A plot. Gracias. So I cut those scenes out and completely changed the setting and some minor characters I had to cut. And but I think it's much better for it. The new plot is I really like this new where it's going. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. And in Scene 17, they discover the protagonist and her friends discover an important clue in the mystery. So I'm excited to get into the scene, and yeah, I'll check back in once I finish writing Scene 17 and let you know how that's going. All right, see you then. So I finished writing Scene 17. Yeah, I feel like that went well. I'm really good about Scene 17. There was a good balance between exposition, giving information, and also action. And so yeah, I'm really happy about what I wrote. But as I was writing Scene 17, I kind of realized that it needed to be broken into 2 scenes instead of 1. So I finished writing the first part of the scene. I'm gonna take a break and before hopping into the next part of the scene. I got the what is it called? It's a brunch menu, and they had a croissant with avocado, cheese, dates, and nuts, and it was actually pretty good. And then I also got a muffin, an apricot muffin, which I'm really excited to try. I've been holding off, kind of motivate myself to finish Scene 17, and now that I'm finished with the first half of it, I want to treat myself. It's a little dry, not gonna lie, but it tastes good. Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna head back into writing. I'm gonna write some more for scene 17, finish out the second half of scene 17, and I'll check back in once I'm done.
Cool. Yeah, some of those will be nice.
So I finished writing what we're calling scene 17B, technically scene 18, but I just didn't feel like renumbering the next 30 scenes. So we're calling it scene 17B for now. And in the second draft, I'll figure out what this extra scene means in terms of pacing, but for now, scene 17B, yeah. So I finished writing it, and so the reason I broke it into scene 17 into two scenes is that I realized a lot was happening in just this one scene, and so in this scene we wrap up a subplot, and also they make some headway in figuring out, the protagonist and her friends make some headway in figuring out what happened to their friend that was kidnapped, and they make some headway in the main plot, some developments happen between the protagonist and the love interest, and I just felt like the scene needed more breathing room. The first half, scene 17A, wraps up the subplot, and the second half focuses more on the love interest and their development. So that was pretty fun to write. So after writing what we're calling scene 17B, I actually took a little bit of a break. So the cafe I was working at, I really like going there because on the weekends they tend to have different events. Sometimes they'll have craft workshops. Sometimes they'll have live music. And today they ended up having a local artist performing, which was cool. So I stayed and enjoyed that for a bit. And I'll link her information and the description. She's this is, I think, my second time seeing her perform at Ubik, and both times she put on a really good show. So I'll link her information if you want to check her out. I'll also link the Ubik Cafe if you're in the area and want to check it out as well. And yeah, that was that. And then afterwards I had I met up with a friend for lunch. We met up at 4, so late lunch, early dinner, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, and that was nice catching up with her. And now it's 6:30 and I still have one more scene to write. Scene 18, well, see what we're calling scene 18. So I'm going to write that, and in scene 18 we start subplot, a second subplot. So I'm actually excited to write this scene as well. The past 3 scenes have been just a lot's been going on in the past 3 scenes. So yeah, it honestly doesn't feel like I'm it doesn't feel like work. It just feels like I'm just writing. It's just, it just feels fun to actually write. I'm happy that I get to stretch myself creatively in this way. And and I actually, I like the plot, and it's a good time. So I'm going to write scene 18, and then I'll check back in once I'm done, let you know how that's going. Okay? All right, see you in a bit. So I just finished writing scene 18, and usually at the end of my writing sessions, I like to kind of reflect back on how my writing session went, and I write down one positive and one thing I want to improve upon in the second draft. And yeah, I would say the positive is that I'm really enjoying how the plot is developing. Like the subplots are subplotting, and they're just so much fun to write. And I feel like if I'm having fun writing it, then my readers will have fun reading it. That's the hope. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the two subplots I have. So I have two subplots. The main plot, of course, which is finding her best friend, the protagonist's best friend, and also the B plot, which is the relationship between the protagonist and her love interest. And I feel like I like just how everything is just coming together in these past like 3 scenes. Like I'm really enjoying I've just really enjoyed writing these past 3 scenes. I would say the thing I want to improve upon for the next draft. So I mentioned the 4 kind of so I mentioned the 2 subplots, the B plot, the A plot and the B plot. And I also have another like subplot, which is supposed to be between the protagonist's friend and like another member of the team. And like they have like a kind of love connection going on as well. But I realized I like barely like talk about it at all. Like I didn't, like they're there, but like I don't really like talk about like how things are going between them, and there's not really any like forward progress. I feel like I mentioned them like once to kind of like forward the B plot. I think the friend of the protagonist like mentioned at some point, oh yeah, I like have feelings for this person, and then that prompted the protagonist to be like, I mean, I maybe kind of also have feelings as well. So but that's like the only time that came up. So I need to like figure that out in the B plot. Like, I don't know. Maybe I like cut it completely. It just might not fit the story anymore. But yeah, I need to like actually like check in with them and like show their kind of progression. So yeah, I wrote that down as a note, because they've been in the past like few scenes and together in the past few scenes, but it's just like they talk to other characters, they don't really talk to each other, and I'm like, yeah, I need to like figure out what's going on there. But yeah, those are my reflections. Yeah, today was a chill day. I enjoyed the little concert thing at Ubik, and yeah, had fun writing today. So yeah, today was a good day. I enjoyed today. Yeah, so I think that's going to be it for today. Yeah, that's all. I hope you have an amazing week, and I'll check in with you guys next week.